I'm Melissa.
And I'm Mel.
Girl, let me tell you, I only had maybe a little less than half of that drink.
When you're drinking, you just gotta drink more.
I am a strongly worded email.
Actually, that feels in line, though.
That is not true.
No, listen. And every now and again, when somebody get out of line, you just yell, "Pop the trunk."
I'm the juice to her gin. Did we hit record?
Is it working? Is it on?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gin and the Juice podcast. I am Melissa, the Juice.
And I am Mel, the gin.
And this is our first podcast episode back after like 3 weeks.
It's been forever.
Yeah. We were the first podcast within the KOS
that took the break.
orbit that took the break. I don't know how that happened, to be honest. I send them one calendar and say this is applicable for all podcasts.
No, what happened, let me turn my phone on mute. What happened is y'all were traveling, and so we recorded our last one first.
You're right.
And then we recorded the one before last. That was the last week, but it was like the first week in December.
Got it.
Yes.
But we still shouldn't have been done that early because
y'all still had
The Bald and the Beautiful a week after that.
Yeah, but I think it was because of travel days. I think you guys got back on a Monday, so we couldn't do ours on Monday, but y'all were able to. It was Tokyo.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Y'all got
and
back
Tokyo
on a Monday.
That Tokyo trip was so random. And then, I don't know if I should say this, but I can't post the content.
Why?
Because of the natural disaster that just happened in Tokyo.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
It was an earthquake.
It was an earthquake. Okay,
Yeah.
great. I mean, not great, but like that is what it was. That's what I was thinking, but I was like, I
Uh-huh.
don't remember if that's exactly it. And so they were like, well, we don't want to promote people going to Tokyo, so we're going to basically suspend this until it kind of makes sense too.
Wow.
So I can't post it. I also realized I can't shoot content with Kevin and allow him to post first. He cannibalizes the content. Like by that time, everyone's seen it because his audience is so much bigger than mine. That by the time I'm seeing it, people are like, well, girl, didn't y'all go 3 months ago? I don't understand why you just now posting it.
Yeah, but the problem is even when you post, well, not your audience is obviously bigger than mine, but I posted that video of Micaiah not going to bed.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, ooh, look at my little people liking it. And then Kevin posted it and it was like 5 million.
Yes, because
and then all the other baby platforms are like reposting it, and I was like, I'm just gonna send it to him from now on. Here's a cute video of my kid, Kev. Post it.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. When he posts it first, he cannibalizes any opportunity you have to gain.
No, but he posted after me is my point.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't
either
matter.
way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The algorithm actually loves him. Everyone else is fighting against the algorithm. The algorithm just goes with Kevin. It just flows.
Did Kevin post?
Yeah. Let's
show
catch
people.
That. Yeah. Oh, you know what else I forgot to talk about is I'm going to add it on here. All right. So what we're going to do first is thank our sponsors so much for sponsoring today's episode. We have Factor, Babbel,
and Care Of.
Girl, you better be my sister. Because, woo, child, that you came in lickety split, okay? Okay, so what we're going to do is start off with long story short.
Yes.
Catch you guys up on a few things that happened over the course of the last few weeks. You want to go first?
Sure, I can. Actually, I feel like you should go first.
Okay.
Sorry, you go.
Okay, I'll go first.
Because I wasn't going to just talk about the holidays.
Okay, got it. So I'll do Friday Night Vibes and then I'll do holidays. Okay. So first things first, Kev and Nina Parker's new show, Friday Night Vibes, officially premiered on TBS on Friday, January 5th.
It did.
And we did a little watch party with them on Friday,
it was
January
not little,
5th.
but yes.
Oh, that's what I want to say. First of all, it was much bigger than I anticipated. We
so many
told people. Well, I told the event planner 100 people or so. I don't think we hit 100 people. Maybe in transient.
Okay.
100 people, but like not 100 people in the room all at the same time.
Yep.
However, more people showed up than I anticipated.
There's a lot of people.
And it was a really good time.
Yes.
Like I'm always nervous about like hosting stuff like this because you never know like who are actually going to show up and who's not. Like I don't care who you. Well, I shouldn't say I don't care who you are. For some people, maybe they don't have this concern. I always have this concern. Like who is actually going to show up?
Yeah.
And so the fact that people showed up and they supported, it was a good time, man. It was a really, really good time. I'm so proud of them. You would think that we have known Nina for years.
So nice.
She's so nice.
I hugged her. I said, hi, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Melissa's sister. And she was like, oh, well, then we're family too. Yes, we are. We absolutely are.
She's so great. She has such that is her personality. She's so great. She invited us to dinner over the break. It was fantastic. Just really nice and very she's been doing this a long time. Like she started on TMZ, so she's been doing this. Me too. So she's been doing this a long time. So she's a lot of connections and stuff. And she's also been with her agent management team for a while where she's trained them. So she's she's getting all the PR stuff before we are. She's getting all the pictures before we are. And so she's just like, oh, the team just sent me this. Did you guys see this? And we're like, no. Well, you need to tell your team to send you this. Oh, they're going to be doing this next, yada, yada. Even with the party, she's like, we know photographers, but she's like, you guys should try to get these on Getty Images.
Yeah.
Like, here's a photographer you guys could use. He's a black guy we've seen at events. So she hooked us up with his number. Just so many things that she's just like, there's no gatekeeping.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. She's very free with the information. And man, she's just a sweetheart. Like truly, truly, truly just a sweetheart. And her and Kev just have really great chemistry. And even though there's some people on social media that on social media, but you haven't met. But I wouldn't even say Nina was one of those people that you kind of know via social media because you just interact a lot. I wouldn't even say she was one of those people. To have been able to embrace her, she embraced us the way that she has. So she's great.
Yeah.
I really do like her a lot. So
I love it.
Very blessed that happened.
Yeah. And before you get into more of Long Story Short, let me tell you something else that is a blessing, and that is Factor. You can get started on your resolutions with Factor so you're ready for the new year. Factor's Ready to Eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door with over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan and veggies, and more. Plus, over 55 weekly add-ons. You'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. So you can forget frantic lunch preps and rush dinners because after the holidays, the kids are back in school, your routines are back, and everybody knows how stressful that can be. You're frantic. You're trying to make sure the kids have lunch. You're pulling random things out of the cabinet that you're not sure how long they've been there.
Listen, looking at expiration dates.
Trying to make dinner. Hello. But Factor's 2-minute meals are your secret weapon in the new year. Fuel up fast with restaurant quality meals, all delivered right to your door. Factory now offers loads of snack options like breakfast, smoothies, juices, snacks, and more to keep me going no matter what's on the schedule. I literally was just talking to Greg about having snacks. We have a lot of discussions about snacks in my house, and I will very quickly grab whatever's convenient. But when you can have it delivered from Factor, it is more than just convenient. It can be smart options, healthy options that the kids and you can enjoy. Factor has everything I need for a week of flavorful, nutritious eats. In addition to ready-to-eat meals, they have color-pressed juices, smoothies, energy bites, extra protein, veggie sides, and more to keep me energized during frantic time. So head to factormeals.com/GJ50.
GJ50.
And use code GJ50.
GJ50.
To get 50% off. That's code GJ50 at factormeals.com/GJ50 to get 50% off, and we love 50% off.
Show enough.
All right, keep going.
Okay, so that was that on that. And then, of course, we took the break because of the holidays. This is what I want you guys to know.
Yes.
Me and my sisters had a conversation, and I literally said this out loud to Kev, that I felt a way about my family being so fractured is the word that I used over the holidays. I literally said that to him out loud. If your parents are still together and you get to go, if you're married, you get to go to your parents' house and then your partner's house, or you rotate, or however you do that, is an underrated blessing.
Yes.
That you should thank God for.
Yeah.
Because the mental gymnastics of trying to figure out how to do the holidays when you have 2 households to go to and your partner only has 1, and the only holidays people care about are Thanksgiving and Christmas. Good luck. And don't mention, or don't add to the flavor, to the pie, my sister being married. So now she has to negotiate both parents and her husband, which means we have to figure out, well, what holidays can we spend together, which means we got to go to all one parent's house, which leaves one parent by themselves. It's a whole mental.
It'd be a lot.
It'd be a lot. For the most part, this is not something that like bothers me every single holiday. However, or every single year during the holidays. However, there are years where it's like weighs really heavy on me. This was the year. It comes in cycles. This was the year that I was like, Nick is over here. Mel is over here. I'm over here. Daddy's over here. Mom is over here. Why are we not spending this together? Our kids don't see each other, which bothers my soul. All the cousins aren't together. I don't get to see my sisters. Like, it bothers
I got to see
me.
Nick and the kids, though.
Yes, and then that was the other thing. We were in Mexico, and Nick posted Daddy in the background. You were there, and I was like, you guys got together, and I didn't?
We got to see Tayson and Nimai.
That's so whack.
I was happy actually because I felt like Kai hadn't seen Tayson in so long. So I was like, I need to see Tayson and Kai needs to see Tayson. They're the closest ones in age. So I'm like, hello, we need to get them together. So it was actually nice they didn't even spend the night, but they just came and we played games and drank wine. It was great.
Boo, boo, tomato, lame, that's dumb. So like it really bothers me. So a few years ago, do you remember when I originally had this idea? Was it right before COVID?
I just want you to know that Kevin put in the chat that he didn't get to see his brother.
This is what I want you guys to know, okay? Death is a very sensitive subject.
I hate Kevin Fredericks.
And if this is something for you that's very sensitive and you don't understand Kevin's humor, I get it. I want you to know that Kevin's humor allows him to make that meme of the guy with the mask and he's like a smile here but he's crying. That's Kevin.
That's Kev.
Okay,
saying I don't get to see my brother.
Yes,
sir.
It's all laughs.
Read the room. We're sad.
The mask is all laughs and smiley face.
That?
He's crying back here. It's dark humor. We know you didn't get to see Jason. We actually talked about Jason over the holiday and was like boohoo crying too. So anyway, I had this idea a few years ago. Yes. I don't know if it must have been before COVID, obviously. I just don't remember if it was right before COVID or a few years because I don't know why it didn't happen. Anyways, I had this idea of doing this like Kardashian style Christmas holiday. Yeah. And I wanted all of the family to get together. So like my family, Kev's family, and then like my sister's husband's family. Because actually our families are all relatively close. Yeah. So like Greg's family would come. So no one has to feel splintered off or like fractured. They would all come. We would all get like really dressed up and then we would have dinner like really, really nice. But then this year I thought, what if on the 24th, we did a game night, holiday gift exchange.
Oh, and a gift exchange.
Yes, so we would do like a white elephant situation where we draw the names. Okay. And then we would do all that on the 24th. So on the 25th, all we do is eat.
Eat dinner. Okay. I'm in. We have to find a location.
And that's my only problem. Because renting out a hall is a lot. It gets expensive. You don't have as much control over like having it in your house, but like I don't have the space for all that, like how I envision it. So I don't know.
Also, nobody lives here except us.
And that was my other thing. I was like, we couldn't do it here. We'd have to do it down south. It'd be easier.
There's so many people.
Yeah, and then I also don't have the control over there either. It's just harder. So anyway, it became a whole situation in my head. But in my mind, this is a good idea.
100%. I agree.
So thank your lucky stars and thank God if your families are together, if your parents are still together today and you just have one holiday to go to, God bless you.
Amen.
God bless you. This was the year. I'm sorry. You know what's so interesting too? Last thing I'm going to say about this. Sometimes when I talk about this, I've seen people in the comments like, you're an adult, get over it. And I'm like, I don't understand.
You must not like your family.
Yeah, I don't understand how
like
you get over
that.
Here. Maybe if you didn't, but you could still miss something you didn't have because you didn't have it. Like you could still long for something that you didn't experience and wish you would have.
Yeah, but also it's less about woe is me, my parents are divorced, and more about I really enjoy spending holidays with my family.
Absolutely.
So we're not crying that our parents got divorced.
Right.
We're actually just sad that like, as a result of a divorce, you can't spend holidays together, and that is actually really meaningful.
It is.
That's all.
Yeah, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard trying to negotiate what the holidays look like. Like if there were 3 holidays that people cared about, fine.
Yeah.
And I also don't live where my parents live. So I'm only making the trip typically. It's going to be for a holiday. It's not generally for birthdays unless it's like a milestone birthday.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to see them for like the 4th of July. We don't even do the 4th of July, but like Memorial Day.
4th of July last year, though.
We did. But that was off the backs of something else.
Yeah. It was off of New Orleans.
So anyway, the whole point is that boo. Tomato, lame.
Okay, I am going to talk. I'll talk briefly. Our holidays were good. We were in Atlanta. Actually, what I will say is that we were there, and I extended our trip so that I can go see YSL in person.
Yes.
Okay, I was really excited. Got all the things. And the witness who is testifying right now was supposed to testify the day that I was going to go see the trial. So I was very excited. This is like Thug's friend who took a plea deal, who as a part of his plea deal, he had to get on the stand. So I was like, oh, bruh, I'm definitely going to go. I went up there twice. I woke up with a headache because Micaiah is Micaiah, and she doesn't let us sleep. And we're at Greg's parents' house, so the bed is like small. It was the whole thing. So I wake up with a headache. I go up. We wake up early, and it's the time zone thing. We go up to the courthouse, and I can't find the courthouse. I can't find the courtroom. That's what happened. So I'm like, dang it. So I'm like, okay, Greg, let's just go back to the house. He waits outside for me. We end up going back to the house. I get back online. They had went to lunch. So I was like, we'll try again after lunch. I go do some research, hit up somebody actually to even be like, yo, can you help me find where I'm supposed to go? But I also was like, because I had a headache, I was like committed, but also not committed.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like asking the bailiffs and the judge. I didn't feel like asking the police there was an officer too. He was like, are you lost? I said, no. He said, do you work here? I said, no. You don't work here and you're not lost? I said, no. He was like,
he said, okay, then go, black girl.
Okay.
Go on.
People got in the elevator and just were looking at me. Actually, this girl was like, is that your hair? I love Atlanta so much. She was like, is that your hair? I said, girl, no. She was like, you got this blended really good. I said, thank you.
That's a compliment.
Yes. Anyway, the point is I didn't get to go because I couldn't find it and I had a headache, so I wasn't all the way committed. And he didn't even get up to testify that day, so I was like, it was pointless. Anyway, my point is, while we were there, I went to Target, because I always go to Target, and I was trying to find gifts for my nieces, Greg's brother's kids. And the lines,
that threw me off. I'm not going to lie. Hold on. I'm sorry. I just have to say this. It threw me off because I forgot Greg's
has brothers who have daughters.
Yes. And so
that makes them my nieces.
Yes. So legitimately, I was like, what do you mean your nieces?
My nieces.
You have one. Her name is Mariah, and she wasn't there.
No.
I'm so confused who you're talking about.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I'm in Target, and I want to tell you for like 3 minutes, 3 long, strong minutes, I thought about stealing. Because
why?
The line was so long that I was like, I will steal this right now.
What was it? Because you need to play this out. How big was the item?
So I got the oldest, Trinity, I got her some Fenty lip gloss.
Okay, lip gloss is small. You can steal that. Okay.
And then Chloe.
Wait, they sell Fenty in Target?
Because they have Sephora in there now.
Or Ulta.
Ulta. So I was in the makeup aisle getting some stuff. And then actually, I didn't even get Chloe's stuff from there. I think I had something for Ken, maybe some headphones or something. And I just was like,
okay, but wait, Mel, you can't still No. You weren't. If you were still in headphones.
Kid headphones.
But over the ears?
No, the kids ones don't be like that.
The over the ear,
Yes,
you
girl.
can't steal over the ears?
It was cold. I had a jacket, a big puffy jacket.
With an inside pocket? Because otherwise you're walking like this, you're going to get caught. That's so obvious.
I was like, well, here's the thing. I almost text y'all to say, if I get caught stealing, okay, just know I had the money. I just didn't feel like waiting in line. So my other option, I was like, what if I like write down my credit card number in place of the items and just be like, charge me, but I'm not waiting in your line. Have you never thought about, listen,
I think about stealing.
This is stupid.
Wait, let me tell you how I get in the car and I'm like, Greg, I really thought about stealing. He was like, I think about stealing all the time. And I was like, well, hold on. I just didn't want to wait in line. You be thinking about stealing?
No.
He was like, man, I went to go buy your gift. And I was like, I bet you I can walk out of here. And I was like, hold on. I feel like
there's no judgment. Why all of a sudden are you guys the different people? Why? You guys are not indifferent.
Nah, bruh. I just didn't want to wait in line. Greg just wanted to steal.
I don't understand why you think the motivation makes him a thief and you not a thief.
Bruh, listen, I hate lines. And Target Target can probably get less thieves, less stolen items if they had more cashiers.
What day did you go? December 24th?
Absolutely.
Well, then that's your fault.
They knew what was coming. Anyway, y'all know y'all thought about stealing.
Please let us know if you ever
I wish I had a good stealing. You never stole nothing?
Yeah, and then mom made me go back in the store and apologize.
That's the only time you ever stole?
Yes. What you mean? After that, I'm tainted. I don't have to do it again.
When you in the grocery store, you don't accidentally steal? Accidentally.
I have accidentally.
Yeah. Listen.
Okay.
Greg was like, when I go up there and I have produce, everything is an apple. He said it'd be a pineapple, apple.
Because first of all, you shouldn't.
Avocado,
I didn't get the training. I didn't get the training anyway. So you really shouldn't trust me to stand behind your register and scan my own items when I didn't go to orientation.
Listen.
So everything is an apple. But apples are heavy, Greg. You got to choose a tomato or something. Choose something lighter.
You got to choose something lighter. If they forget my water, that's your fault.
First of all, though.
Case of water on the bottom. That's
I do this. If it's organic, I don't tell y'all it's organic.
The police are listening right now. They finna arrest us.
If I buy bell peppers.
We had the money though. I just want to be clear.
Yes,
it's
correct.
not about not having the money.
Because the belt when you're scanning your produce, organic be a different.
It's too much.
It's too much. So
and if
I
you
just
don't have
said
the number, then you gotta go through the
Yes.
alphabet.
And don't let that sticker thing, if it's wet, moist, because you know it gets a shower inside of the thing, and it don't scan.
And then it'd be a bunch of different kinds of everything. There is the organic, then there's the red apple, then there's
blue,
the green apple,
yellow.
then there's the yellow apple, then there's Mama Martha's apples, and
I'm
then
out.
there's Fiji apples. I don't know.
Whatever first pops up,
many,
and I'm never going to say it's organic.
Any, many, money, mo.
Child.
We be stealing.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the only other thing that I do steal that's consistent. God forgive me. I do not need to go to hell for 10 cents. In LA, you have to pay for your bags.
Oh, girl.
If I'm doing self-checkout.
Girl.
And the bag is right here.
Sometimes the people don't even be charging you.
They don't?
Sometimes I be getting cashiers and they be like, it's fine. I be like, so you feel about it how I feel about it?
Because it's so stupid.
It's 10 cents for a bag. You decided to go into the grocery business. As a part of getting groceries, people need bags to carry the groceries.
Be walking out there with an armful of bags. Zero bags.
Girl,
zero bags.
what?
Came with my own bag. Came with my own bag. Jesus. No, it's not stealing.
It's not.
Jesus, forgive me.
I have the money. It's the inconvenience of all of this is the point.
I agree.
Anyway, I'm going to move on.
That was a stupid conversation.
That's the truth.
Hey, no, allegedly, thank you, Black woman.
Allegedly,
I don't hit organic. Allegedly, I don't ring. First of all, no, because, yes, still alleged. However, what my man say?
Who?
If the shoe don't fit, you must have quit. Where's the proof?
The glove don't fit.
The shoe, the glove, the bag.
It all gotta fit. And speaking of taking care of yourself, thank you to Care Of for being a sponsor of this podcast episode. Let me tell you about Care Of, which is a subscription service that ships high quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every single month. Care Of offers a curated set of products that are designed to work with research-backed ingredients and optimal doses. We all know that the new year is here already. We are in it, okay? We are 8 days in, and Care Of wants to celebrate you with a personalized experience that will help you feel like your best.
that will help you feel like your youest, actually, is what it says. So push against sameness and celebrate what makes each of us unique, which we love. Okay, so actually, me and Melissa were talking about kind of our goals and things we're going to get into for the new year, which I'm very excited about. And one of the things that I think we're both agreeing to is sleeping earlier. Okay, and waking up earlier, going to bed on time and then waking up earlier. And I'm very excited to be doing that. I started last night and actually took when I did my quiz for Care of, I said that sleep is one of the things that's important to me and that I want to implement. And so as a part of my little packet, they sent me something for sleeping. So I took it last night and I got in the bed around 10:30. Micaiah didn't go to sleep for a long time, unfortunately. But I did take what was a part of my packet and went to bed and left her for Greg. Amen. So anyway, as we know, the quiz is really easy. You go in there, you take the quiz, tell them what you want to work on. They send you your own personalized vitamin packet. Comes in a very convenient little packet, and each one is personalized with a little joke sometimes. Has all the things we it's very simple for you to participate. So for your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code GJ50.
GJ50?
That is takecareof.com and enter code GJ50.
GJ50
for 50% off of your first Care of order.
Very good. Somebody said that taking those bags is an employee discount, and I concur.
Amen.
Because when you ring up your own stuff,
we work there.
At this point, they should send me a W-2 at the end of the year because obviously I work here. I'm an employee, so I'm confusion. Y'all out here, y'all in the comments are cracking me up. Okay, so that's that. Anything else? What else, Mel?
Oh, you want to talk about the 12-week year?
You do? Okay. So actually, you should introduce it.
So I was on, I don't know, maybe Twitter or X, whatever the heck you call it. I was on there and somebody posted a TikTok, actually, of a girl talking about this book, that she was in this room full of very...
Oh, it's probably the same one I'm going to put in the book club.
Oh.
Is it a black girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. She has like over 1 million views on
that
it.
video?
Yeah. It's probably the same girl.
So that was posted on Twitter. I saw it and she was talking about this 12-week year, and I was just off of the way she described it, I was like very intrigued. So then I started doing a little bit of research and then I downloaded the book and was immediately inspired. Motivated, and I guess the thing that I loved about it is I'm always trying to do New Year's resolutions, but the reality is 12 months is a long time. And what happens, if you tell me to predict what it's going to look like at the end of this year, I could have never. Like, I would never be able to. And so the idea that this was broken up into like 3 month sprints, I was like, oh, this feels more manageable and something I could do. So anyway, I got really excited. Was talking about Monique, talking to Monique, our other sister, about it, put it in the sister chat, and then told you about it.
And I honestly felt the same. I think one of the hardest things for me at the beginning of the year is that I always become very introspective. I'm very introspective anyway, but specifically around the end of the year, beginning of the year, we get like truly, really introspective. Partly, I think, is because I'm not in like the rat race of life. So my mind has time to like really like think things through. I was talking to my hairstylist, Greg, and he was having this issue, and he was saying sometimes he feels like he can't come to a solution to a problem because I told you this, because he can't rise above it. And I think a lot of times for me during this time of year, I'm able to like inhale, exhale, breathe, and then like rise above a problem to see a solution. And sometimes I'm not saying these are like the most complicated solutions. Sometimes they're really easy, but sometimes you need like the resolve to do the resolution, right? Like you be real finicky about it. So anyway, I think for me, this book is just that it allows things to be like broken down. It allowed me to like, again, be very introspective, come up to these solutions and these goals that are not just like resolutions, but like a goal with a plan to execute. And I think that is going to be my word of the year. Do you do words of the year?
You know what? We did one over the holiday, and I felt like mine was execute. I can't remember actually. It was something like that. But anyway, keep going.
Like execute action. Like
Yeah.
I want to do, one of the things that I know I struggle with is I have so many like fantastic ideas, if I do say so myself.
You do.
If I say them aloud and someone else does them, I become so irritated, so beyond annoyed.
Yeah.
But also, Melissa, you could have done it. Also, Melissa, you should have done it. And one of the things the book talked about is you don't get credit for the idea that you had that you didn't execute.
Amen.
And so I'm like, okay, you're an idea generator, but you don't execute. So does it count? No.
Yeah.
No, it does not. So this year, execute to the things you say you are going to do.
Yeah.
And so I'll talk about my goals. You want to talk about yours? You don't have to go deep. Okay, I'll keep mine very surface level. So one of my first goals this year, or first goals with the 12 weeks, is to establish discipline. That's it. Very simply, until my office is done. Very simply, discipline. And so what that means for me is I downloaded a habit tracker. I'll open it up. Hold on. And I listened to a daily affirmation. I listened to this podcast. It's 2 minutes, which I needed it to be short because I was like, I'm not going to be on here with you all day.
Yeah.
I need you to be quick, fast, and hurry. Tell me what you got to say. I'm going to repeat it back to you, and we're going to move on about our day. I'll see you tomorrow. So I listened to this daily affirmation. These are only 5 days a week. I take the weekends off. 5 days a week. I'm going to do Pilates. I start tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
3 times a week. I want to get up between 5:30 and 6 every day, weekends off. And make up my bed.
And
And
you not do that every day?
no.
Oh.
And do produce 3 pieces of content every week. Because I also realize every week. I also realize this is the conversation I had to come to myself. I've been toying with this for a while, but again, I kind of like firmly sat in it. I've said this for years, and I think y'all think I'm joking, but it's my truth. I don't care to be a content creator influencer. I really had to like accept that about it. I think I've like say it, but then I like fight myself against it. But I do understand that I need to stay present on social media.
Yeah.
And so I just change what that looks like for me, where the motivation isn't numbers, where the motivation isn't views. The motivation is simply having a touch point. And that's it. So if I don't post 5 days a week, if I don't post 7 days a week, it's all okay.
Yeah.
Because as long as you are staying connected in some way, you can do that with 3 posts. That's it. That's all. And you can move on about your day and know you did that.
Yeah.
That was the goal and you did it.
Yeah.
And so mine are very simple. They're very easy because I just want to establish like the discipline to do things even when I lack the motivation to do it. And I want the easy win. I want at the end of the 12 weeks to have a very easy, you did that. You set out, you did it. Now let's move on to something bigger, better, harder, whatever the next 12 weeks will be. But for right now, give yourself the easy win.
Yeah. And so I was answering mine.
As deep as you want to go. Mine are
Okay.
very surface level anyway. I don't
Okay.
have like super deep goals right now.
So one of the things that I think works for me in this book is identifying motivation versus just having a goal. And so I have a board in my room that starts with a vision of the way that I want my life. So I want to be able to travel as much as I want. I want to be able to take my kids on spring break trips. I want to be able to whatever, right? So it's like the vision of how I want my life, and that is the motivation. So from the motivation, I went down to how do I get there? And so one of the goals then from my vision is I have a goal that I've had for a while, which is to make as much money a month as I was making at Netflix as this kind of independent person, contractor, creator that I am being. And so that is the goal to attain. So during these 12 weeks, I am hoping to hit that number. I got very close.
You did.
In December. Very close, but I didn't hit it. So my goal is to do that. And so even backing into that, I want to make sure that I'm posting videos, following trials, doing TikTok, growing my YouTube, growing my Instagram. I am doing all of that. So anyway, that is, I would say probably my biggest goal that I have. I have like some money I want to save. That's on my board. And I started with like weekly intentions. I made the board last night. I want to make sure I'm being more active. So I got up this morning and did some stretching. You know, I want to grow my Patreon. Yes. So anyway, the other thing I have is like, posting about your stuff is really awkward. Like marketing and promoting yourself is like awkward for many people. For some people, I think they probably have no issue. For me, I hate it. It is cringeworthy. But one of the things, in order for me to get to my vision, I have to promote the things that I'm doing. And so that, again, I'm saying all of that because that is the way I have to think about it. And so I say, I want to make sure I'm promoting Gin and Juice, make sure I'm promoting my Patreon, make sure I'm promoting my YouTube, make sure I'm promoting TikTok, and blah, 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 whatever. So anyway, those are, I would say,
your goals.
The goals and the way that the book has helped me so far.
It's really great. It's called 12 Weeks. 12-week year. The 12-week year. And essentially, that's what you do. You start off with a vision for yourself, how you want your life to be. Then you have like basically like big rock goals. And then and that's like your long lead goal.
Yep.
And then you have these incremental steps. They call them something else, but this is just the best way I have it in my mind. And then you create these incremental daily steps, habits or weekly, to accomplish that goal.
Yeah.
And the idea is that the 12 weeks is in a vacuum, self-contained goal.
Yeah.
So you should be able to accomplish that which you want to accomplish in that 12-week span. You can have bigger goals that tree up, like your goal in the 12 weeks should tree up to this ultimate goal, but your idea is that the 12 weeks should be self-contained. So you don't have a goal that stretches over 12 months.
Right.
And then you lose motivation, you lose consistency, you lose whatever. And by the end of 12 weeks, you're sprinting the last quarter or the last few weeks to make up the goal that you said you were going to do in January.
Right.
And so instead, why Mel called it 12-week sprints is because you are sprinting in this 12 weeks. And you can take a break, you can do whatever at the end of it, and then go on to another 12-week.
Right.
And you're reestablishing what those goals are.
Totally.
Yeah.
And to that point, it's not like at the end of a year, I want to reach X. And so in Q1, I'm going to do this.
Exactly.
And Q2 is this, and all to lead up to that. It's actually like my goal is to hit a certain amount of money that I want to make in this 12 months. And it's not like at the end of the, or 12 weeks, at the end of the year, I want to make X. It's like, no. Goal 1, hit this, and I'll have another goal for Q2 or the next 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway, that said, one of the goals that if you're maybe entertaining this idea or trying to figure out what you want to do, something you could do is maybe learn a new language.
Yes.
And Babbel is always great to help with that. So the best way to learn a new language is immersion, living where the language is spoken and using it every day. But if that's not in the cards this year, you can still learn a language the second best way, and that's with Babbel. 1 in 5 Americans have learned a new language on their bucket list. If that's you, make 2024 the year you finally check it off that list. And again, that is with Babbel. So be a better you in 2024 with Babbel, the science-backed language learning app that actually works. You don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for private tutors or waste hours on apps that don't really help you speak the language. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are designed by over 150 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. 3 weeks is no time. We were over here talking about 12-week sprints. 3 weeks is a fourth of that. Fourth of that. Babbel has over 10 million subscriptions sold, plus all of Babbel's 14 language courses are backed by their 20-day money-back guarantee. Here is a special limited-time deal for our listeners. Right now, get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/GJ.
GJ.
Get 55% off at babbel.com/GJ.
GJ.
Spelled BABBEL.com/GJ. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Very good. The name of the book someone was asking is The 12-Week Year. Highly recommend. They have worksheets. Mel just bought the book. Mine just arrived because I bought it after we talked about it.
Oh, nice.
So mine just arrived. I'm going to use that in our book club as well. For the book of the month, so that way we can, just execute to action. And the nice thing about it is because it's 12 weeks, I was actually telling my coach this. He says you only really need to be successful 85%. Yep. And that's all I'm holding myself to.
Yeah.
It is not that you have to reach 100%. So like we've had a very busy weekend. I've been waking up at 5:30 every day. had a very busy weekend. This morning, my alarm went off, and I decided, which is the other powerful thing, I said, I'm tired. I can't do it today.
Yeah.
And I'm not. So I got up at 7 instead. The kids don't have school until tomorrow anyway. So I was like, I am Ashley. The kids don't have school till tomorrow, so I'm not going to wake up until 7. I start Pilates tomorrow. I can just do that. And know that I don't have to, like, be so hard on myself because the goal was never 100%.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So it allows you to have that grace and flexibility. So anyway, I'm very excited about it. We should check in at the end of 12 weeks.
We should.
Yeah, and see how it goes. We will check in at the end of 12 weeks and see how it goes. Okay. Very good. Anything else on long story short? Because that was
40
long.
minutes of a long story.
All right, let's go to Pop the Trunk. Mel, did you have a Pop the Trunk you wanted to share?
No.
Okay, great. Cam, cue it up. Sorry. If you have Pop the Trunk stories you want to send to us, which we did get some over the course of the break.
Lot of them.
Yeah, speakpipe.com/GJ. That's speakpipe.com/GJ. Remember, you're only limited to a minute and a half. One of them sounded like she was trying to go a little bit long and it cut her off. You can always send multiple parts because that one girl last year sent us multiple parts.
She did.
That was the best storyteller I ever heard.
So
You hear me?
funny.
That was fantastic, okay?
I would like to pop the trunk on student loans. Student loan payments. How expensive student loans are. The fact that they tell you to go to college and then life is just way too expensive. But then not only that, like, unless you have $1 million and one scholarships, regular Pell Grant and all that does not cover your tuition. And if you want to get student loans, then you have to then also, and you're under a certain age, your parents have to sign for Parent Plus loans. So Melissa, I know your kids are about to go to school, so I mean, I guess you and Kev wouldn't have that same issue because you guys are more well off. But something to keep in mind, Parent Plus loans, because then it's like you not only are paying for all your student loans, but now your parent is in extra debt because they wanted you to go to school and they signed for a Parent Plus loan because Parent Plus loan is really what would cover a majority of your school and not the rest of it. Because so student loans, especially graduate student loans, which had 8% interest rates
Lord
from
have
the
mercy.
federal government.
Yeah, I don't know if she got cut off.
Oh.
But go ahead, Mia.
Oh, I didn't realize she had gotten cut off. But yes, I get upset talking about student loans.
The United States government is actually predatory.
It gets me, like, infuriated because it's so much money.
All of it. To come out of college with the amount of debt that you potentially could have and expect people to start a life, which means getting married.
Yes.
Which means having a wedding. Buying a car.
Buying a car, buying a house.
Don't have a kid.
Don't have a kid.
Don't buy a house.
You're screwed.
You are screwed. How do you expect me to pay $700, $800,
Yes.
$1,200, sometimes $2,000 on up
Yeah, on up.
in student loan debt and sustain an actual life
Yeah.
that is normal, normal like this for those people that want to get married
Yes.
and have a kid and buy a house
And you're getting
and
paid
have transportation
$32,000 a year.
and the true predatory part is the promise that after you graduate
You're going to make money. And you don't even make enough to cover the student loan payments.
you sure don't.
You just have to keep deferring in hopes that one day you'll actually have enough to make the freaking payments.
And don't have a job. Kev had a job, graduated college, and came back to show him the degree because this is where you give me the money because, look, I'm a college graduate.
girl.
I feel like it was like $1.
Girl.
And I honestly feel like I'm exaggerating, to be honest. I feel like it was actually like 35 cents or something like that per, on the hour. Girl, what?
Girl.
It is not worth the return on investment
all.
unless you are like a lawyer or a doctor or like.
Well, but those student loans for that, don't go to law school.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
no,
yeah.
you're in the
Because-
seven
Your
figures at that
pay
point.
goes up, but so does your
you submit-
payments.
Yes, that's so true.
Girl, the people be in debt.
In debt. My sister, our middle sister, just started teaching. I know we have
Oh,
talked about
my.
teachers not getting paid. I didn't realize how true
Oh, girl.
and how little our teachers are paid and the hoops they
Nothing.
have to go
Through
to get
to teach
certified.
y'all badass kids, and y'all won't even pay them. I'm
It is
saying them.
outrageous.
It is insane. But also, because she was talking about Parent Plus loans, my daddy took out loans for me, and Melissa took out a loan for me too. The reason I got to finish my senior year is because Melissa took out a loan for me. My dad was like, I can't do it anymore.
Because by that time he
And
took
I
out
was
loans
like,
for me.
Yeah, he had taken loans out for you. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm dropping out of college. And literally, Liz was like, I'll do it.
Now, I will say some advice for some people. I did just apply to the SAVE plan, which is the newest form of repayment, and it did help me out a lot. I'm paying under $100 a month, and I have a decent amount of loans. Granted, I'll be paying for the next probably 20, 30 years, but that payment won't
It's manageable.
change, and it's manageable. So I do advise people to apply for that plan before some other president decides to repeal that or change that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
I was going to say, girl.
Go.
So the problem is, if you have a federal loan,
correct,
which is what the government and the president has the ability to forgive, okay, and make an impact to, if you have one of those, then you get the benefits of that. Unless you refinance those.
And you consolidate to a private
you
loan.
consolidated.
Unfortunately, if you did that, you're
SOL because you consolidated all of your federal loans, so you have one payment. Generally, the payment's going to be less, and it just feels better on your mind. So you and that's what they tell you to do. Consolidate. You think you're making the grown-up decision, and then freaking Biden gets in place, waives everybody loans, and you standing there looking like boo-boo the fool because your student loans ain't waived, ain't moved. Matter of fact, they calling you on your phone asking you where your payment is.
Oh no, I know somebody who did that, and then the school shut down, and technically they're supposed to forgive everything after that happens. But unless you consolidated, and now he has to pay back despite his school not even existing anymore.
It's a scam.
It all is a scam. I can't find so I had Navient, which was formerly
me too, Sally Mae.
Sally Mae.
That's
to
what
Navient,
I have.
and
I'm still paying them.
It was the most expensive one that I had, and so I don't know how I got somebody in the algorithm knew that I had a lot of student loans, so then it promoted to me. I can't think of the name of this company, but it was started, I think, by students who had student loans, and so you have to have a certain credit score, and they give you like this really low rate, and a lot of your money goes towards the loan. So I ended up getting that, I don't know, a couple years ago, and I've paid off more in the probably 2 or 3 years that I've had with this company than I ever did with Sally Mae and Navient. Like, I'm like, literally, I looked at it. I think we just hit the first. Everybody know you got big bills on the first. I did it on the first, and I was like, oh my gosh, I actually feel like there could be light at the end of this tunnel, because
that is great.
Up until now, it's been like, I'm going to be doing this forever.
Because the way that they have it structured is that you are paying interest, fees, somebody else's child support.
Oh, my private loans have a 14% interest rate.
That is absurd.
And that's why I'm paying those off as much as I can. But like Sally Mae is like, they can change, and that went up 5% in the past year because they can change it whenever they want.
It is absurd to have a loan like that. You can get a house for less.
It's so crazy.
You can even, depending on your credit score, you can get a credit card for less percentage than that. And you are starting these kids, because you're kids, okay? When you are starting in college, if you go from high school,
you're 18 years old.
You are a child. You do not realize the impact of signing up for all of these. The U.S. government don't care about. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Because what?
Yeah.
Girl, I'm sorry. I feel sorry. And I want to tell you this. I don't know, girl, ain't nobody got no money over here. We got $3.
Literally.
With 2 kids going to college. I started their college funds when they were little because I thought that was a smart thing to do.
Oh my gosh, I ended McKinley's.
Ain't no money in there.
Oh. Well, I ended it because I learned that 529 college savings thing, can only be used to college.
I was gonna say there's two. I did the only college one, but there's one that you can use and it doesn't have to be for college. That's what I should have did.
One.
Yeah, I
Because
messed
the
up.
529
It's
got
only
money.
college.
And
yes.
I was like,
and when they pull the money, there's like a penalty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I stopped that. I said,
no, you were smart.
I'm not doing that, y'all. I need the other one.
Yeah, there is another one. I don't remember what it's called because I did 529 with the boys. My problem is that I didn't have no money, so putting $20 inside of a. I mean, at this point, happy birthday is all this is. Happy birthday, buddy.
Girl. It's so, I hate it all.
All right, next one, and then we're done.
We still got another one.
Hi, Mel and Liz. This is Jules, and I would like to pop the trunk on my longtime best friend because we've been best friends for 10 years now. And I got pregnant. I'm 7 months pregnant, and then she ghosted me. And when she came back, like I said, now at 7 months, her explanation was, I'm sorry I ghosted you, but I just feel indifferent to you now. I don't feel like our friendship is a priority anymore. So basically, I'm pregnant, so we not friends. So I feel some type of way.
And you should.
I know we covered this, though. You know, friendships going through therapy and stuff. And I like what Liz said. This is not a friendship that if this is your reason for ghosting me, for no longer wanting to be my friend after 10 years, this is not a friendship I would go to therapy for. But anyway, I just wanted to pop the trunk on my friend because I didn't know getting pregnant meant losing what should be my support system. Anyway, that's all. Thank you. Bye.
Your friend is trash, boo-boo. Because what? Friendships change as a result of life transitions. This is actually very true. But to say that out loud,
I was going to say.
That's wild.
That is wild. That also, that happens a lot. I had a friendship that after I had a baby, or when I got pregnant, things changed. But I've heard women talk about this a lot before. I feel like this is common.
I do believe that relationships and friendships can change as the result of life transitions.
Totally.
Especially after you have kids or you get married or whatever, and your friends may not be able to relate to that.
Yep.
That may cause them to I don't really know how I fit, I don't really know, and they can back up or whatever. But I don't think that I should, I would hope, and I understand it's not always the case, I say I value our friendship, but you're on a different wavelength right now. You're married or you're pregnant and you're about to be a mom, and I'm out here single and chilling, and I don't know how this is going to affect our friendship. But just being I don't really feel like we can be friends because you're pregnant. Maybe there is a solution here. That's weird.
Yeah. No, I agree. Saying it, and I think also it's surprising to hear that the person I recognized that being the issue and then verbalized it.
Yes.
Whereas I think many times people don't recognize
100%.
or realize why it's changing. And because being pregnant is typically such a joyous occasion, and you probably, as the person, feel very happy for your friend, it's probably hard to reconcile that is also the thing that is making you guys separate.
Yeah.
And so it's weird that this person identified it and then verbalized it. I agree. But at the same time, recognize I wouldn't be her friend no more, right? But recognizing it and verbalizing it and being able to have a conversation about it would have been helpful, at least in my case. I don't think either of us, me or my friend at the time, recognized what was happening. It just was happening. And then that was the end of the friendship.
I agree. The thing about I'm actually making a conscious effort this year to develop more friendships in LA that are not industry based. It is actually one of my goals. I've been very, very, it feels weird though, I'm not even gonna lie to you, because I'm just I think I've decided I like you, and I'm gonna making a point to be your friend.
Yeah.
It does sound very weird to me. I'm not even gonna lie. It is. But I'm I want to have, I was telling Kev this, I want to have a friend that we can just go hang out, go do whatever. And it's not based on industry stuff, you know? And I know there's going to be, I recognize that the environment, most environments that I'm in or where I go to meet people, they're probably more likely than not going to be industry.
Yeah.
But if we're not doing the same things, because you guys all know, but Mel knows how I feel. If I feel like, because I'm not competitive, I'm so sensitive to it that if I feel like, oh, this got a little weird for me, I back up. Like, distance is my friend.
Yeah.
This is weird. I don't really know what's happening. So, like, I'm just going to not be real cool with you like that. So I want a friendship that, like, you're doing something completely different. Yeah. Even if it's industry, you're doing something so different. I know I'm not interested in it. But more importantly, you know I'm not interested in it. And I know you're not interested in what I'm doing. So there's no like crossover, you know? And that feels like it's just good friendship for me in this space. Because LA, when we were just at the party, I was talking to somebody. I remember who it was now. But I was talking to somebody and they were talking about how lonely they are in LA. Wow. And I was like, room full of people celebrating, and I can still feel very lonely in LA because some of these friendships are so like, well, relationships is what I should call them. Some relationships can get and feel very superficial, and I want to do better about cultivating. Me and Kev were having this conversation about like, in Washington, where you have friends that you've known since like high school, it's not something you think about. Right. You kind of take it for granted. Yeah, 100%. And then when you move and you're, you know, transported elsewhere, it's like, oh, I kind of have to figure this out. And I didn't realize that, like, I would struggle with this because it's not something I'd think about before. And now I do. And now it's like, it's a little weird for me. And so I'm like, this year, it's actually one of my, like, 12-week goals, but not like that I'm focusing on, will be one of my 12-week goals. But something that I'm focusing on is like spending time and developing friendships for the sake of friendship. I don't want to, one of the girls, sorry, I know I'm talking a lot. One of the girls I was talking to was like, I hate going out with, you know, my friends or whatever, and all we're doing is talking about reality TV. And I was like, that's the exact friend I want right now.
That's all I want to talk about.
This is the exact friend I want right now. I don't want a friend and all we're doing is talking about business and this and that. I have enough of that in my life. I have enough of that in my world. I can get that from anywhere. I actually want to just go to the mall. I want you to come over to my house and help me clean my closet. Hello. And we don't have to shoot it.
We don't have to shoot it.
We could just sit here and eat cookies and get overwhelmed with how much stuff we took out and not put it back and be like, man, this was really great.
I have a question though.
And that's it.
Because your kids are older.
Yes.
So I feel like you probably have the space for that now.
Oh, yes.
Because the other thing is, because I agree friendships are hard and it's not, I think a lot of people long for friendship, but the reality, like when I think about pre-kid, okay, the friend I'm talking about that even separated once I had the kid, we used to just go. Mm-hmm. We would just get, and so you're able to actually curate a friendship because you have the freedom and the time to actually like invest in each other and hang up and get up. And you don't have to be like, okay, but at 2:00, I gotta go get the kids and I gotta make dinner and you don't have, so you really have the space, the capacity to actually develop friendships. But once you start adding a partner, a kid, another kid, a job, life, bills, people dying, life transition, you add all of that up, and I don't have time to talk about reality TV because what I have time to do is figure out what is the medicine you gave your kid when she was snotting for 3 weeks because mine ain't stopped and I need help, okay? Or what, I don't have time to talk about like what are we gonna wear because girl, I gotta, you know, a house cleaner that's cheap, okay? So it's like the capacity, you have to find people you have to develop friendships that are with people who are in the same phase of life.
100% agree with that.
That you are in.
100%
Or else it will be an uneven friendship.
100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. That has the same capacity that you have in terms of time.
Yes.
And needs for you because if I and that's transition. If I'm single or my kids are older and I do have more time, flexibility, whatever, they're consuming, but they're consuming in a different way. They're consuming like this. 12:00 last night, Isaiah text, I want to go to lunch with my friends at 1:00. He still can't drive. So that means I need to take you.
Right.
So how I'm gonna figure that out?
Yes.
Oh, Joe also has a game today at 2:30. So how am I gonna get there on time? So they're consuming in a different way. But I do have more time. So having a friend that's like, you know, I'm wanting friend that I can spend time with. That's where I'm at in life.
Yeah, totally.
A friend that has little bitty kids or an infant at home, we may not can meet up at this point in my life. Because what I'm looking for out of a friendship is not something you can have. That doesn't make you a bad person.
Totally.
Doesn't make you a bad friend.
No.
It just means your capacity to give is not what I'm looking for
100%.
because we're at different points in life.
Yeah.
And that's actually a fantastic point.
Yeah.
Freaking fantastic. Friendships as adult is hard. If you are not a place where you grew up and you have the friendships that you grew up with, and therefore those friends are more likely than not, of course, things change, but in the same parts of life. When we were in Washington, we all got married a couple years within each other. We all had kids within a couple years of each other. So our time and capacity was always the same. We would see each other on Sundays because that was essentially school for us. We all went to church and then we all went to eat. And for birthdays, we all did it together. We were all a friend group. Vacations, we did that together. And then I left.
Well, not everybody, but yeah.
And now I have to cultivate new friendships with different dynamics.
100%.
And that is and the premise of them is different, which also makes them hard. A friend that I met in high school, you just my friend because you my friend.
Right.
Up here, I'd be like, so why you my friend?
Yeah.
Are you MrsKevOnStage friend or are you Melissa Frederick's friend?
100%.
How? What's this relationship for real? And that, child, don't get in your head about that. That becomes a whole other issue. Like, it's a whole thing is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Girl, I feel sorry for you. Anything else? Because we've been here an hour.
I know.
Last things. Sorry, it's a catch-up episode.
I know.
Okay, go.
Okay, Black Twitter trends. You want to start with Cat? It don't even have to be long.
That don't have to be long. This is all I got to say about Cat Williams. He told the truth. He lied.
Amen.
And he over-exaggerated.
Amen.
And all of those things happened in that one interview. There are some things I said. Now, I believe every word that man said out of his mouth. I mean every word. And some things I said, now why you sit up here and lie?
You lying, sir.
Why you sit up here and told that bold-faced lie?
Yeah.
And some things I said, it probably didn't happen like that.
Yes.
That didn't happen
like that.
There's
There's a version of that.
There's a version that probably happened.
Yeah.
But you probably over-exaggerating your part of the story or leaving out some important details, okay?
Yeah.
I believe all them things happen in that story. You can pick and choose which part you believe, which part you think is a lie, which part he over-exaggerated. I know what parts are for me. The truth, the lie, and the over-exaggeration. I don't want to debate that with you, but I will say I think we all can. If you believed every word of that interview, you a fool.
Absolutely.
And if you believe every word that he said is a lie, you a fool.
Yeah.
It's a combination of them all.
One of the things, though, that I think I took away from that I enjoyed is that I'm always a fan of people who like study a craft.
Yeah.
Right? Like that they participate in.
Yeah.
So to hear him break down, I had these many 300 Black comedians and I counted their laughs and I counted to make sure I can get like, what, you don't believe that he had the list?
It's a little bit weird to believe that he got the audition tape from the people before him, that he had then the ability.
Oh, I don't believe that part. I just believe, I don't know about all that. I believe that he was able to take performances from comedians and study those.
Yeah, okay.
Wherever he got them off the internet or what. I don't think he has some inside scoop, but I do believe that he was able to like really study the performances of comedians and of people he see as peers and competitors and be able to like work on his craft by using those. So that I was like impressed by. I was like, oh my gosh, like if you really are taking something serious and being able to find a way to like not scale but like score and then like try to make yourself better off that, I really respected. So anyway, I was like, oh, this is really interesting and respectable, and I think he's a great comedian anyway.
Y'all know my favorite
100%.
all time.
It's
and
so
I've said
funny.
this for years.
It's so
back
good.
to the Love Hour. If you have not seen Pimp Chronicles,
Oh my
Cat
gosh, it's
Williams,
one of the best.
Pimp Chronicles. It is my favorite
100%.
comedy special of all time. The day Melanie's blood pressure was through the roof.
That's what we was watching.
That is what we were
and
watching.
It didn't make it come down.
It sure didn't. But when I tell you we recited every line
I know.
and was cracking up.
He's hilarious. Even the interview he did with Wanda Smith from V103, that breakfast one.
Man.
And to his point, the other thing that I like about him, and then let's move on. The other thing I like about him, or at least that's what he said, is that he doesn't always, he's not the style of comedian to like quote punch down or like make fun of.
Yeah.
Because he's so creative and so like well informed and knowledgeable about comedy and about people in general, that he's able to like make jokes in a way that like everybody who looks like this person isn't offended. This is actually for this person. Yes. Which I really respect. Yeah. Because everybody's not able to. Everybody's not able to. So anyway, I enjoyed that.
It was great.
Okay, I want to quickly talk about, I talked about a little bit in the beginning, Young Thug. This is all I'm going to say because I'm going to make a video. I already got the editor, amen.
Yeah,
I saw him in the chat.
That should be your 12-week thing.
It's on there.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It is. It's on there that I use David the editor to edit the videos. But, okay, so y'all know the YSL RICO trial had like 28 defendants in the beginning. One of those people, his name is Trontavia Stevens, a.k.a. Slug. Slug took a plea deal, okay? As a part of the plea deal, he had to admit certain things. He had to admit that YSL is a gang. He had to admit that Jeffrey Williams.
Is that David the editor?
Yeah.
We like you. Oh, you edit?
Yes, girl.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I'm about to hit him up for some more stuff, too. Anyway. YSL is a gang that Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, is one of the founders of said gang. Okay. That some of these locations are places that they sold drugs for this gang. Things like that. He had to sign the paperwork admitting to it. He also agreed, in order to basically not go to jail, that he had to get on the stand in front of these people and admit it. Last week, he got on the stand. That man played in them people's faces.
Oh no!
He played in them people's faces.
Cat Williams played in their face, spilling the tea.
We're not talking about Cat Williams.
I know, but what do you mean played in their face? Like Cat Williams played in their face, spilled all the tea?
No, played in their face. Like she said, you were on house arrest. You had a house monitor. What is a house monitor? And he said, a monitor.
I can't.
That monitors.
As soon as you start. As soon as you start with a monitor,
she said there's a gang. It was called Rock Crew, raised on Cleveland. And so she said, is anybody in this, any of the defendants a member of Rock Crew? He was like, no. Well, how were they not? Because in order to be a part of Raised on Cleveland, you had to be raised on Cleveland. And none of them were raised on Cleveland.
Is his deal revocable? So because he's finna get in trouble.
So here's the problem, right? That's a part of the
Correct.
last part. You can play what you want. If you want to, you will end up in jail.
Snatching this bag.
So he played in that lady's face for 2 days. He played in that woman's face. She asked him. He had a BFL tattoo. Okay, and it has red on there, so you can assume that it's blood for life. He said on top of that B is a money bag. And so it means bank first, bank last. I said, sir. She said, well, why does it have red? He said, because with my dark skin, red is the only color that will show up for the tattoo.
Get out.
So he was on there cracking me up. This morning, he had to come back.
Uh-huh.
That man had a haircut.
Yes.
That man had a button-up T-shirt.
Because someone put him in timeout.
He sat on that stand, and she said, can you tell me who all is a part of YSL? He said, Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, Quamavius Thomas, a.k.a. Quay. That man was in there singing like a bird.
Because his mama...
When I tell you...
You listen here, you dummy.
I said... Oh, they must have reminded him this weekend.
Absolutely
They must have told him,
come in here and sit down.
You gonna go to
jail.
So
we can read, because you seem to think that because you signed this paper that you off scot-free, you don't have to do what we asked you to do. Let me, can you print off a copy and can you go to section 8?
He was on that stand listing dead people that was a part of YSL. Alive, in the courtroom, not in the courtroom, took the plea deal, did not take the plea deal. That man was on there like, Ashley Stevens, Jacob Johnson, Who else? Last week, he was like, Who is that? I don't think anybody. Today he was like, that one, red shirt, white hat, that one, brown jacket, blue shoes.
You gonna get yourself together.
So anyway, that was only part one of the day. We came in here, so that was all before lunch. He was in there saying, we call Thug King Slime. That's his nickname. So anyway.
He came correct.
He might be able to stay out of jail, but I don't know what that's gonna mean on the streets. So anyway, that has been.
Well, he had two options. Okay, he could have kept playing in their face and had credibility on the street,
100%.
or he could have went to timeout and learned. And now it seemed like he learned and he gonna figure it out. He said, "Okay, but if I sing,
girl,
can y'all protect me?"
Girl, they was talking about because the what's alleged is that Lil Wayne's tour bus got shot up in Atlanta at Compound, and Thug and YSL was behind that shooting. And last week he ain't know nothing about that. It was my birthday. We was out there. I was drinking on my birthday.
Hilarious.
Today he was like Pee Wee Roscoe. He is a member of YSL. He is the one. Yes, that is what happened. So anyway, we'll see how the rest of the day goes. By the time this comes out, it'll already have happened. But that was the first thing I need to catch y'all up on. The second one, I'm going to try to make this quick. There is a case out of Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
A white woman named Karen Reed.
White woman.
I'm going to give you the very short version.
Okay.
She had a boyfriend who was a cop. They was out having drinks.
Okay.
They get invited to another cop's house.
Okay.
They go to the cop's house. Karen Reed says she doesn't feel well, so she drops off her boyfriend, whose name is John O'Keefe,
okay,
at the other cop's house.
Okay.
She's like, I'm going to go home. She does a 3-point turn. It's snowing because it's January in Massachusetts.
Is there a camera? Why do we know she did a 3-point tour?
This is what she said. That's what the police
this is specific.
She does 3-point turn. John O'Keefe goes in the house. She goes home.
Okay.
She wakes up around 4:43-ish in the morning.
Okay.
John's not home.
Okay.
She's freaking out, calling him. He never answers. So she calls one of the women who was at the house. John ain't come home. The woman's like, oh my gosh, come over here. Let's go find him. They're driving, trying to find him. They go to the house that they were at last night.
Mm-hmm.
As they're pulling up, Karen sees her boyfriend, John O'Keefe, laying in the snow.
What?
She gets out of the car, rushes over to him. He's dead. Well, eventually he dies. The paramedics come. She goes, he died. 4 days later, Karen Reed is arrested for murder. They said that they had gotten into an argument, Karen and John, in the car. And when she did that 3-point turn, she hit that man.
Oh my God!
And he falls to the ground. And then hypothermia, he is late. She leaves him to die, hit and run, or basically leaves him to die in the snow.
Wait. So he never went to the friend's house. He never entered into the friend's house.
That is what the police are saying.
Okay.
Okay. So she goes to jail. She gets a lawyer. So in September.
Okay.
The lawyer, everybody, they're asking police for all this information. It's taking forever. They have court in September. Her attorney, they lay out these, I got the motion. They get to the last motion. The judge is like, okay, Karen Reed's attorneys, what's the last motion? Her attorney gets up there. Y'all, I got to find the clip. He not even basically. He, in open court, lays it all out. And he's like, the owner was a cop.
The owner of the house was a cop too.
Yes.
Okay.
He made it into that house. We have his Apple Watch information that he took steps inside of this 3-level house. He was inside that house. She went home.
For sure.
For sure, she went home.
Okay.
He went into that house. Turns out that the owner of that house also has a son.
Okay.
And there apparently was some beef between
the son
the
and
18-year-old son, who is just he apparently is this reckless guy. He's like a senior in high school, but he's just like bad because his dad is a cop and he comes from a long line of cops, Boston police officers. Okay. Uncles and daddies and they're all cops. Okay. On top of that, it was snowing and there was a plower. The plower said, I plowed that snow around 2:00 in the morning. There wasn't no bodies out there. If there was a body, I would have seen the body. Right. On top of that, it was a party. People were leaving.
In and out. If there was
nobody
a body,
recognized, nobody saw a body out there. So her attorneys are laying this out in open court. And then he's like, the guy had a black eye. He had scratches on his body.
Like he got into a fight.
Yeah, and so the attorney is like, would that happen from getting hit by a vehicle? You know what's interesting? They had a dog. You know what these marks look like? And then the family sells the dog. And then the house that they're saying the owner, the cop, sells the house. The house is never searched for evidence because they are saying that the incident happened on the outside. It's never searched. And then he sells the house. Now it can't be searched. And then the lead detective, okay? Because remember, these are cops. The lead detective of the case been in weddings with the owner. They family. They friendly. So her attorney is like, this is a cover-up.
It sure is.
It is a cover-up.
But what's the motivation? Why? What? They killed him because he had beef with the son. Because why?
I don't know why, but what they're saying is that he went in that house.
Mm-hmm.
There was some kind of fight. That man was killed. Oh, and then the girl, Karen, called to say, I can't find him. Come help me. The state don't give all her phone information over to the defense. Mm-hmm. They're asking. So finally, her attorneys are like, yo, we want her phone information. We need the discovery. They're not giving us the discovery. They finally get it. What do they find in that woman's phone? Because she was at the party. Around 2:00, she literally Googles, how long does it take to die in the cold? And then tried to delete it. I said, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, wait, hold on. So all of this is, because this is the crazy part that I'm going to be done. All of this is first uncovered. This is all happening. This blogger, his name is Turtle Boy. I don't know how people are tipping him off saying, you got to do this. So he writes this long blog that like chronicles everything, right? He's going through and he's like, this is a cover up. He's the first person to like actually put it all together. And he's like, this is a cover up. So ever since then, his views go crazy. And so he's following the case. He has like 238 parts on this Karen Reed story. He's been following.
On TikTok?
On his blog.
Oh, okay.
Child, he done got arrested for witness tampering.
The blogger is facing charges
because he didn't pulled up to the cop's house. He feeding the attorney's information. It is a mess. So
this is chaos.
He is in jail right now.
Shut up.
Yes, he is in jail. He got indicted. This man could be facing jail time
for being a blogger.
Not being a blogger. He be intimidated. He be going to the...
But saying what? Like, he don't have no connection to the case outside of being a blogger.
He sits outside of their house.
You're doing too much.
One of the family's sons or kids had a soccer game. The man then pulled up to the soccer game.
You're doing too much.
He harassing
the
people.
Too much.
Now he is in jail. Free Turtle Boy. Free Turtle Boy.
But you're doing too much. You can't be that committed. Relax. Relax.
I didn't even cover everything. That is the version I had to give y'all. I am going to be making a video hopefully tomorrow.
Girl, don't go to jail.
Well, listen, I was like, I don't want them to get me allegedly. Allegedly. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. The trial is supposed to start March 12th. It hasn't even started yet. All of this has happened and the trial hasn't even started yet, child.
That's the thing. Was he sleeping with the man's wife or something?
I don't know why they killed that man. I need to understand
the motivation.
I don't know why that man was dead, why he was killed, but he was killed. And then here's the thing. This is the last thing, I promise. Her vehicle had some...
Who's the her?
Karen Reed's vehicle. Okay. There's some... her light was broken. And so they are like, yeah, because she hit that man. And when she hit him, the light broke. And so they were like, we found these pieces around his body when the police came. God. Problem is, the first police report that they made mentions nothing about this.
Oh.
And in the picture, it doesn't include, there's nothing. They made a second police report, but it has the same date, same time. And so if you never saw the first one, you never knew that the second one was the second one. The problem is she had gotten the first one. So when they gave the second one to her attorney, they was like, hold up, there's a difference here. The second one, all of a sudden talks about these this
scam
stuff. And so she provides her Ring doorbell footage. And I'm going to put this in my video when I make it because I want people to judge themselves. When she woke up that morning frantic trying to find her boyfriend that has been missing, it's on the Ring camera. She backs up and it's up for the people to decide. They're saying she hit
Oh.
the car that was in her driveway, which
she
was
was
his
frantic.
car, because she was frantic. So when you're looking at the video, you kind of see the car have impact, but it also is snowing. The visibility isn't clear, so it's up to you to decide. But they're saying when she backed up, that's where that happened. The police are saying, she hit him, and that's how we found these pieces right here.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Anyway,
the
it is
police don't
crazy.
have no credibility on this right now.
Oh my gosh, it is.
They have zero credibility.
So her attorneys are asking for. First of all, they want it to be completely dismissed for prosecutorial misconduct because they're saying this is all a cover-up.
Yep.
And then they're saying the DA we can't even trust the DA.
You sure can't.
You cannot trust the
Sure
DA.
can't.
The DA then made a statement that's like, these people don't know each other. Our cops, they don't even know each other. Meanwhile, there's Facebook photo after Facebook photo after Facebook photo of these people literally hanging. They know each other. And why is the DA, and why are you speaking on this?
Yes. Someone said, is anybody black in the story?
No, all white people.
I thought so. In Boston, too.
Boston.
But the other thing I was going to say, if anyone listening, if you want to be a killer, do not Google how to be a killer.
You can't Google. Your searches are gonna
Your
search
searches
you every
always
time.
give you away.
Girl, it is, girl.
You can't. I know we be like, Google, girl. Google is free.
Don't Google.
No, it's not smart.
If you search on January 3rd, if I kill this person, what will happen? And then somebody ends up dead on January 3rd, you going to get found out.
Cause I'm going to say you did it. Even if it's
Girl.
coincidental, you going to jail just off GP. Because why was you even Googling that to begin with?
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
You all of a sudden going to Google, how long does it take to die in the cold?
Girl. What?
We can see you, honey. We can see you. So anyway, that is the one I've literally been obsessed with. I've been like watching YSL, but I'm like, I need to get back to Karen Reed. So anyway, I'm going to have that video soon. I'm not a lawyer, but y'all know what's going on.
Child, I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I think that's
We
it.
held y'all captive for way too long.
Sure enough. And Joe does have a soccer game.
Oh, okay.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on today's catch up on all things gin and juice. We'll be back. Oh, I forgot to. Let me just say this real quick. Just my last thing I'm gonna say about the TV stuff. Ray J is my favorite character on television right now.
He's a good time.
I was unaware.
He's a good time.
I watched both seasons of College Hill.
Oh yeah, you were trying to have us watch it.
Oh my God. This man is freaking fantastic television. Just unserious. Like, just unserious. But in the best way. Because I think he knows he's unserious. I think he knows why people hire him.
Yes.
Like what his role is in the cast, what you go to him for. And he just nails it. Just freaking phenomenal. Just phenomenal.
Yes.
Then I started watching Miss Pat with him on it. They don't give him as much shine as they should because that show is also very unserious.
Okay.
But he is my favorite person on the television.
He's good.
I will watch anything that he is featured to be in
He gonna be
from now until Jesus' return.
on TV for a long time.
He's too old to be acting the way he does. But I'm so grateful that man acts the way he does. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Thank y'all so much for joining us for today's episode of Gin and Juice. We'll see y'all next week. Child, we back on the regular schedule every Monday, 12 o'clock for the Patreon. And on whatever day we drop during the week for everybody else. Thanks, y'all.
Thursdays.
Bye.